Well, hey there, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm Fox 10 News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers with an update on your forecast. Let's go ahead and dive deep into what we're tracking out there. And heading into this evening, conditions are going to continue to stay calm and quiet out there. We will start to notice those temperatures beginning to dip down into the lower 70s once we get closer towards 8 o'clock. Some mostly cloudy skies out there. 20% chance of showers heading into tonight, but I'm really not too concerned about that. Chances are going to continue to stay extremely low out there. But overnight, what we are going to be looking at the potential for is going to be patchy to dense fog. Now we're going to notice some of that visibility beginning to deteriorate once we get closer towards midnight and it's 2 a.m. hour. And then once we get closer towards sunrise, that's where we're looking closer towards that half-mile visibility. So we go from patchy to dense in some areas across the Gulf Coast. Reminder, if you typically see some of those delays, might just need to leave the house a few minutes early. Now waking up tomorrow morning, we're starting off in a range of the 60s out there. But the big change that we'll notice heading into Tuesday, the rain chances are on the rise. Now I'm starting off this futurecast for this evening because things are active out there to the north and the west of us, but it's not going to be impacting the Fox 10 viewing area. Majority of that is going to be fizzling out once we get closer towards midnight. Things are calm, quiet. They just barely avoided us. There's some of that fog development to just start off for tomorrow morning. And then the rain chances, those will really start to ramp up closer towards midday. So really lunchtime, noon and beyond, that's where we're going to start to notice some of these showers, these storms beginning to fire off. This is more of that heat and that humidity working together rather than an organized line moving in. So it will be hit or miss. We'll start to see some of those firing off heading into the early part of the afternoon, continuing into the evening. Some could contain heavier downpours or that frequent lightning, typical of our summertime pattern here on the Gulf Coast. But then once we make it later on in the evening, the majority of that pushes further inland, and then the sun sets just a little bit before 7:30 heading into tomorrow, so the rain chances will start to fizzle out once we lose some of that daytime heating. Temperatures tomorrow very similar for today, those upper 70s closer towards our coastal spots, lower to mid 80s as you travel further inland. If you notice Monroeville, Grove Hill showing some of those cooler temperatures, that's just reflective of some of those higher rain chances heading into tomorrow afternoon. And then the rip current risk, it is high for tomorrow, continuing with that 2 to 4 foot range. Today, multiple beaches had the single red flags flying out there, meaning that the Gulf waters were still open, but to really be cautious out there. Remember, always know the name of the specific beach you're located on and where the closest lifeguard stand is. However, some beaches were also flying those double red flags, meaning that the Gulf waters are closed. It's illegal to get into the water. Just always pay attention wherever you are heading. We will start to see improvements once we get closer towards Thursday. Now, over the next 7 days, here's what I'm tracking. Tomorrow's rain chances. We're still going to see some sunshine out there. Not everywhere will be experiencing some of those rain chances. And lower heading into Wednesday, and then look at that. Rain chances completely drop off just in time for the weekend. But the temperatures will go up, even flirting with the 90s a little bit for our inland spots. We'll continue to keep you updated right here on Fox 10.